Meeting tonight, and I especially welcome Pastor Tim Harmon, who's here to give our invitation.
Sure.
Thank you. That might be Bob Porter. I said his name 3 times. Hi, Bob.
Better late than never.
Better to be here than not.
Pray. Father God, it's with gratitude in our hearts that we pause before you, for you are the giver of every good and perfect gift, and we are so blessed in so many ways in our city, in our state, in our country, and through all the ways you have blessed us, Lord, we are grateful. Help us to be faithful stewards to the gifts that you give us, and we ask today that you would give this council guidance, may they be inspired by insight and compassion to lead this city. Almighty God, to whom our hearts are open, all desires known, and from whom no secrets are hid, cleanse the thoughts of our hearts by the inspiration of your Holy Spirit, that we may perfectly reflect your love to one another. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. And it is 7 o'clock, so I'll call our meeting to order and ask you please to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, would you take roll call, please?
Mayor Hammond,
Here.
Mike Connell, Bob Porter,
Here.
Minnie Galvey, here, Kamal Ghazi,
Here.
Kristen Gable.
There. Mike is excused. He let me know he would not be here. And I'm looking now for approval of our agenda for tonight.
I move that we approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And looking for approval of our council meeting minutes from August 6th.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the readings, and approve the minutes from August 6th, regular meeting.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We have a presentation tonight from Jamie Cromley from the Community District Library. Jamie, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Here's the annual report. Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Summertime of year again, is it?
It is. Annually, you see me about this time of year every year.
Jamie, you can leave one at that empty
Okay.
spot because that's going to get filled up in a few minutes.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. And we wrapped up the fiscal year at the end of June, so all of the numbers are in. Does anybody in the audience want one? No? Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh, that's okay. There you
Good
go.
enough?
Yeah, thank you. All right. So I'm Jamie Cromley, the Director of Community District Library. Actually, can I have that back? That's my last one, but I know, I have last year's, but I'll give it to you on my way out. Does that sound okay? Okay. But I need more than, I'm just like, I can run out. I've been to a few of these meetings, so. So I'm the Director of the Community District Library. And these are the pertinent numbers or statistics that we keep track of. We keep track of a lot more than this, but this is just a snapshot because you probably don't want to know everything. So I'll speak on all of our branches combined, not just Perry, although I do have the numbers for Perry specifically if anybody wants them. So we had over 70,000 people visit our library branches last year. And that is slightly up from 69,000, so we were 1,000 over. We have over 5,000 library card holders in our service area, and that number is also up. That's up pretty significantly from last year. It was about 4,400 last year. But this year I computed the percentage of library card holders in our service area, and about 22% of the people who live in our service area have a library card, which is really, I thought, pretty good. Some people might, have just a family card, and there might be 6 people in a family, so that makes me feel pretty good that people are using the library. We had over 93,000 total checkouts district-wide. That includes digital books, movies, all of that, as well as physical items. And of those 93,000, nearly 24,000 were digital checkouts. And that number rises every single year. We do have 3 different vendors that we use for digital checkouts. So if anybody's interested, check them out. They're very popular. This number increased pretty significantly. We had almost 20,000 items lent to outside libraries from our libraries, which means that, hey, we're purchasing good books that other people want to read that they might not have. Because you may or may not know, but there is a statewide lending system that our books travel throughout the state, so that's pretty good. Last year it was about 12,400, so it was significantly higher. And then our patrons requested over 17,000 items from other library branches, or other libraries in the state. And district-wide, as you know, we like to have a lot of programs. I feel like libraries are kind of community centers. A lot of the smaller branches don't have community centers, so we try to do as much programming as possible to fill that void. So we held over 748 events and programs. And of that, we had about 7,900 people attend those programs. And every year, we still have people using public computers and Wi-Fi. So we had 11,390 people log into our computers and our Wi-Fi. So not everybody has a computer still, or they just need to, use their, printer. There's a lot of people who don't have printers anymore, so that's pretty popular also. And 13 dedicated staff. And then you'll see on the back of the page, I just put some of our current pictures from our program this summer. We had a lot of fun this summer. So a couple things that were interesting for our year in review is we purchased new computers for all of the branches. That includes staff computers and patron computers. So about 35, 37 or so. And that's always a big project. It's a lot to replace that many with the type of software that we have on them. We also upgraded our patron and staff catalog, which this is the first time we've done that since I've been with the library since 2012 for the staff side of it. We've upgraded the patron one a couple times, but this was a pretty significant project. And it's still a learning curve, but we're getting used to it. Therefore, we also have a new app. So if anybody wants to download our app, it's much easier to use and request books and sign up for events and things on our app. And a big thing, we opened a branch in Byron, a new library. We had a branch in Byron, but it was in the high school. So we have been working for the past 3 or 4 years with Burns Township. We received a very large grant, like a $500,000 community center grant to build, to put that toward building a library along with their township hall. So that's been wonderful because it's so much nicer to have a library outside of a high school, and that's been well received by the community. And then, of course, our summer reading program was the largest that I have seen, with over 950 participants. It didn't hurt that this year's theme was dinosaurs. Kids love dinosaurs. So we had all sorts of cool programs with paleontologists, archaeologists, all sorts of things like insects, of course the magicians and the story times and all of that. But we also tried to celebrate America 250. So we had a bunch of interesting programs revolving around that, like colonial butter making and tin can lanterns, like that kind of thing. and those were pretty popular. So all in all, it's been a wonderful year. Carol couldn't make it, she's the branch manager at Perry, but she couldn't make it tonight. And I do want to say thank you for giving us a new air conditioner and furnace. Apparently it was just recently installed, I didn't know about that, so that was a surprise. So I haven't checked it out, but I'm sure it's wonderful.
It better be,
I'll check with Carol tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's pretty old, so that was nice. And of course, DPW always does a wonderful job with anything that we need them for, so we really appreciate that. So, does anybody have any questions?
I'd like to thank you and the library, local library, for the magician that came and did a presentation at the fun night in July. And that was very well enjoyed by the adults and the kids too, so.
Yeah, that was a hot night.
It was a
Yeah.
hot night. Yeah, he did a great job.
Good, all right.
And
Alright.
truly, your staff in Perry is fantastic.
Oh, wonderful.
My kids love going.
Oh, wonderful. That's good to know. Great. I'll pass that along.
Does anybody have any comments or questions for Jamie? I think we're done.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
Jamie,
you.
for coming. Yep.
I'm gonna give this back to you.
Moving into our next agenda item is public comment. Do we have anybody here tonight who would like to come forward and speak to the council regarding any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move into communications. Shirley?
So the only thing that I'm gonna say tonight is that I want to put that reminder out there that we have open vacancies for city council. If you're interested in running, you would have to fill out a write-in declaration of intent, which is due in my office by October 23rd, 4 p.m. And we have, anybody can run for any seat that's available, but we do have council seats and mayoral seats. Seat, not seats, seat available. Mhm.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Moving to mayor report tonight, I'd like to just point out with Shirley's help that based on the article that was in the Argus Press, where there was a decision from the judge that the hookup fees for water sewer in the city of Owasso were, that judge felt, a tax. Shirley now is our zoning administrator, and she has sent that information and our ordinance concerning that to him to review, just to make sure that we have everything in place that we need in place. To our attorney, what did I
To
say?
him.
Yes, to our attorney, to him, to our attorney, him. We do also have, we'll still have an open seat on the planning commission. We have an open seat on the zoning board of appeals and on the board of review. So all that information is on the city website. Please look at it. None of that is as daunting as it sounds. It just has fancy names. So all the information is there. If you're so inclined to serve the community, that would be a good place to start. 2 of those committees only meet, while one only meets as needed, the other one meets twice a year, sometimes only once. So feel free to look at that and let us know if you're interested. I don't think we have any committee reports for tonight. Are you aware of any? Looking then for presentation and approval of our bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and that payment be authorized.
Second. We have a motion from Mindy, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Under old business, we have an item that we tabled last meeting, and that is concerning a temporary moratorium regarding data centers. Data center is in our zoning ordinance, but it's something that's been there for a long time and not necessarily the size or strength of data centers that are being put up today. So with the limited information that we had at that time, and with the change in the requirements for data centers since that time, I asked our attorney, again him, Justin English, if he would make a recommendation regarding a temporary moratorium until our zoning administrator and committee would have opportunity to review a more detailed and extensive description of what would need to happen for someone to get a permit for a data center here in the city. He did review all that and sent us back some information. Council has had that now for a month or so. It's quite an extensive recommendation. I'm sure it took a while to read and absorb without falling asleep. But council, what discussion do you have regarding this and what are your thoughts?
I think it's a good idea to have moratorium until we can get some more up-to-date zone ordinances in place.
I agree.
I think we should take advantage of it. In other areas, so.
Okay. Looking then for motion, and you can all take turns reading it because it's going to take a while to get through, but.
Now, where does it stop?
Page 10. Carry it on.
It goes all the way to page 7, effective date, right, is the last of it?
Yeah.
I move that we approve the following resolution, recitals and findings. Whereas the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, MCL 125.3101 ET sequential, authorizes the city to regulate the development and use of land to promote public health, safety, and welfare, and to facilitate adequate water, sewage disposal, energy, transportation, and other public services and facilities. And whereas large-scale data centers may create substantial and unusual demands involving electrical services, municipal water, sanitary sewer capacity, fire flow, emergency response, cooling equipment, mechanical noises, emergency generators, fuel storage, battery energy storage system, roads, storm facilities, and other municipal infrastructure and services. And whereas data centers may operate continuously and may have land use and infrastructure effects materially different from conventional office, warehouse, commercial, and industrial uses. And whereas the city's existing zonings and utility regulations were not specifically prepared to address the location, scale, electrical demands, water, cooling technology, noise, emergency generators, batteries, fire suppression, infrastructure requirements, phase developments, and other potential effects of data center. And whereas the city council find the city should study those potential effects and determine whether amendments to the city master plan, zoning ordinances, water ordinances, sewer ordinances, fee schedules, and other regulations and appropriate. And whereas no data center presently operates within the city and no application, permit request, or other requests for approval of data centers is pending before the city as of the date of this resolution. And whereas the resolution is intended to perform municipal government function for the temporary and short-term purposes by preserving the status quo, while the city studies data centers and consider permanent regulations. And whereas the city resolution does not amend, repeal, replace, or permanently suspend any provisions of the city zoning ordinances and other ordinances. And whereas the resolution does not establish permanent data center regulations, create new substantive approval standards, rezone any properties, impose any penalties, or permanently prohibit data centers within the city. And whereas the permanent zoning, utility, or other regulations resulting from the city's study will be considered and adopted separately in the form of manner required by the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, the city charter, and other applicable law.
Would you like Kristen to take over?
Please do.
Thank you, I'm glad to do that. Resolution. Now therefore, the City Council and the City of Perry resolves as follows. Number one, purpose. The purpose of this resolution is to temporarily delay consideration and decision of requests seeking approval to establish or materially expand a data center while the city studies the potential land use, infrastructure, environmental, public safety, and municipal service effects of such facilities and considers appropriate permanent regulations. Number two, definitions. For purposes of this resolution, data center means a building, structure, facility, or group of buildings, structures, or facilities whose principal use is to house computer servers, data storage equipment, network equipment, artificial intelligence computing equipment, cryptocurrency mining equipment, or similar electronic equipment for the remote storage, processing, management, hosting, mining, transmission, or distribution of electronic data. The term includes cooling equipment, mechanical equipment, transformers, electrical switchgear, substations, emergency or standby generators, fuel storage systems, battery energy storage systems, water and wastewater facilities, and other equipment primarily serving the facility. Data center does not include computers, servers, network equipment, telecommunications equipment, or data storage equipment that is accessory and subordinate to another lawful principal use on the same premises and is used primarily to support operations conducted on those premises. Number three, temporarily administrative moratorium. For a period of 180 days following adoption of this resolution, the city shall not process, review, schedule for hearing, approve, deny, or otherwise decide any request seeking approval to establish or materially expand a data center within the city. The temporary delay applies to requests for A, rezoning, B, conditional rezoning, C, special land use approval, D, site plan approval, E, planned unit developmental approval, F, variances, I don't know why I just totally blew that one. G, zoning permits or zoning compliance determinations. H, building, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, grading, or construction permits. I, certificates of occupancy. J, municipal water or sewer connections or capacity commitments. K, development agreements or utility service agreements. And L, any other city approval necessary to establish or materially expand a data center.
Shall we have Mindy take over?
Oh,
Mindy,
sure,
would
if
you?
you want. All right. 4, receipt of applications Nothing in this resolution prohibits a person from delivering or an application or other written request to the city clerk or other appropriate city office. Any application received during the moratorium may be date stamped and retained solely for administrative record keeping. It shall not be reviewed for completeness, processed, scheduled for hearing, or decided until the moratorium expires. Receipt or date stamping of an application during the moratorium does not, A, establish that the application is complete, B, establish priority over another application, C, create a vested right, D, create an entitlement to review under regulations existing on the date of submission, E, reserve municipal utility capacity, or F, constitute any representation regarding eventual approval. 5, no permanent change to the zoning ordinance. This resolution does not amend, repeal, replace, or permanently suspend any provision of the city zoning ordinance. This resolution does not establish a new procedure or substantive standard or for approving or denying a data center. At the expiration of the moratorium, any application shall be considered under the laws and ordinances properly applicable when the application is reviewed and decided, subject to any vested right recognized under Michigan law. 6, no construction or municipal commitment during moratorium. During the moratorium, no city official, employee, commission, board, or body shall, A, issue a final approval or permit authorizing the establishment or material expansion of a data center. B, enter into an agreement reserving or committing municipal water or sewer capacity for a data center. C, represent that municipal water, sewer, road, fire protection, or other public capacity is available or guaranteed for a data center. Or D, authorize construction intended principally to establish or materially expand a data center. 7, exceptions. This resolution does not delay or prohibit A, accessory information, technology, equipment, subordinate or to another lawful principal use. B, ordinary computer server or network equipment used to support an office, retail business, school, hospital, governmental facility, manufacturing facility, financial institution, or other principal use on the same property. C, public safety or government emergency communication systems. D, ordinary repair, maintenance, or replacement of accessory computer or network equipment. E, applications and permits unrelated to a data center, or F, activity that the city attorney determines must be permitted because of a legally vested right. 8, equal application. The temporary moratorium shall apply uniformly to all requests seeking approval to establish or materially expand a data center or the current lawful use of an existing facility that would constitute a data center. No application shall receive preferential processing, review, scheduling, or consideration during the moratorium.
Bob, would you like to take over?
Sure. 9, study and work program. During the moratorium, the planning commission, city manager, zoning administrator, superintendent of public works, city attorney, city planner, city engineer, fire officials, or other authorized consultants shall study and prepare recommendations concerning A, definitions and classifications of the data centers. B, appropriate zoning districts or overlay districts. C, special land use and site plan standards. D, water and availability, water demand, cooling systems, and conservation. E, sewer capacity, wastewater, pretreatment, and discharge. F, electrical demand, substations, transmission facilities, generators, and on-site generators. G, noise, tonal sound, low-frequency sound, vibration, and mechanical equipment. H, emergency generators, testing schedules, fuel storage, and spill prevention. I, battery energy storage systems. J, F, fire suspension, suppression, emergency access, emergency response. K, roads, construction, traffic, and infrastructure damage. L, stormwater, impervious surfaces, and environmental effects. M, setbacks, buffers, landscaping, lighting, security, and architectural design. N, applicant-funded infrastructure and professional review. Excuse me. O, utility rates, connection charges, capacity reservations, and service agreements. P, phased development and expansion. Q, monitoring, inspection, reporting, and enforcement. And R, abandonment and decommissioning. 10, reports to City Council. The Planning Commission and city staff shall report to the City Council regarding the status of the study and proposed regulations no later than 180 days after this adoption.
That would be appropriate since
It was in the beginning, if I remember right.
it can be extended, but that would be the first stop.
A second report, proposed draft regulations reasonable available shall be presented no later than, this is an optional,
Yeah, 90.
90 days. 11, duration and expiration, this resolution and temporary moratorium shall expire automatically 100 days after adoption unless a permanent data center regulations take effect earlier, in which case the moratorium shall terminate when those regulations take effect, or the city council adopts subsequent resolutions extending the moratorium. 12, limited extensions. Extension, the city council may extend the moratorium once for a period not exceeding 90 days. Any extension resolution shall be adopted before the expiration of the original moratorium and shall identify A, the work completed during the original moratorium, B, the work remaining, C, the reasons additional time is reasonably necessary, D, the actions that to be completed during the extension, and E, the anticipated date on which the current regulations will be presented for final action. No further extension is authorized by this resolution.
Would you like me to finish?
I can finish.
All right.
Thank you. This resolution creates no civil or criminal offense and establishes no civil fine or criminal penalty. The city may use remedies otherwise authorized by existing law to prevent construction undertaken without permit or approval required under existing city ordinances. 14, servability. If any provision of this resolution is determined to be invalid or unenforceable, the remaining provisions shall remain in effect the fullest extent permitted by law. 15, effective date. This resolution is effective immediately upon adoption.
Looking for a second?
Second.
Kristen, was that you?
I think we both did at the same
I
time.
think you went first.
Well, I wrote Kristen, so it's your.
I think I was just
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Surely you got your work cut out for you. Okay, under new business now, we are welcoming Jerry Palmunter, who has agreed, as I begged him, to fill one of the empty council seats that was vacated by Larry Lambert. And he has agreed to do that through the end of that term, which would be the end of November. So he would be filling that seat just until that time. Jerry lives here in the city of Perry, has always lived here as far as I know in the city of Perry. He taught at Perry Public Schools for a century or so and coached golf and basketball. Is that about right? He went on to do other things after he retired from teaching, so he kept very busy. His wife Lynette is a nurse, retired mostly, and have always been very welcomed here in the city of Perry. I would like to appoint Jerry Hunter to the empty seat vacated by Larry Lambert to fill that seat until November 30th. Do you have any questions for him? Any comments regarding that appointment? Then I'm looking for a motion to approve.
I move that we approve the mayor's recommendation to appoint Jerry Palumter to the open city council seat with a term to expire December 1st, 2026. And I am sorry if I butchered your name.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Welcome, Jerry, and Shirley will swear you in, and then you can come right up and take a seat.
Hopefully I don't butcher this.
Only-
Alright.
Only two people know how to pronounce it. They may disagree, so don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say your name. You just have to repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly
that
swear
I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of the
Constitution
United States of America,
of the United States of
the
America,
Constitution
the
of
Constitution
the State of Michigan,
of the State of Michigan,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Perry,
of the City of
and
Perry,
that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully
the
perform
duties as elected council member
the duties as an elected council member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And right there between Kamal and Kristen. Thank you, Shirley. I have talked to Mike Connell about serving now as Mayor Pro Tem, because Larry Lambert was Mayor Pro Tem, and that has vacated, obviously. He has agreed to do that. He will have some obligations in regard to football, as he's involved in the football program at the school. But because of his work as a fireman, he does have frequent available time. And so he has agreed to do that, and I would like to appoint Mike Connell as Mayor Pro Tem, looking for council's approval.
I move that we approve mayor's recommendation to appoint Mike Connell as mayor pro tem.
Second.
We have a motion from Mindy, a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Again, because of Larry's moving away, we have an open seat on the Planning Commission. And John Bichant, who's here this evening, has applied for that position, and after talking with him, I think he would be a terrific person to fill in that seat. John lives here in the city of Perry. He and his wife Keisha live here, and I recommend that he be appointed to the seat on the Planning Commission. Does anybody have any questions for John or comments regarding that appointment? Looking for a motion?
I move that we approve the mayor's recommendation to appoint John Bichant
Yes.
to the planning commission with a term to expire January 2027.
Second.
We have a motion from Bob, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Shirley, are you gonna hold off on meeting with John and swearing him in later? But welcome, John, thank you very much for filling in that community position. Next on our new business agenda, OHM's water sewer rate analysis. At the last meeting, we had some discussion regarding this, and it was requested that OHM, who had a representative here, reevaluate using new up-to-date numbers to see what would happen if a different percentage, I think it was 8%, was used. Megan, our treasurer, and John, the superintendent of the DPW, did talk about this and then talked with OHM, and it was determined that if that is done, that it would be a cost of $2,900 just to make that new evaluation. For each, for water and for sewer, yes. I just wanted to read what John and Megan put together. Did they get copies of that? Okay, so you all have it, but the public hasn't heard this, so I'd just like to read this so they hear it as well. The cost to update the water and sewer dashboards is a $5,800 total, as I just said, $2,900 per system. The data currently in the platform was finalized in the fall of 2025. Initial discussions regarding the project began as early as the fall of 2024, when we were approached by the SEDP regarding available grant funding. The process from start to finish was extensive and included numerous online and in-person meetings with department heads, the mayor, OHM, and SEDP staff. OHM also spent many hours inspecting the city's physical infrastructure to ensure the most current and comprehensive data possible was incorporated into the platform. And OHM, Jerry, is the engineering firm that the city of Perry hired to do this evaluation. After reviewing the OHM proposal, department heads do not feel that updating the dashboards would be physically responsible. Given the significant amount of time and resources invested in collecting and verifying the existing data, we do not believe there have been enough changes during the approximately 10 to 12 months since the data was finalized to justify the $5,800 cost of an update. We recommend reevaluating the need for a complete data refresh in approximately 2 to 5 years, when there's likely to be a more substantial change in the related data. The recommendation here from the DPW heads goes on to talk about the water and sewer rate change discussion that was held. For rate change discussion ongoing, below is a summary of the current year's billing revenue, along with projections showing what an 8% and a 10% increase would look like based on the current budget. And you have those in front of you. Does anybody need a copy of that? Have it? The proposed rate increase should go into effect July 1st of 2027. This would align rate changes with the city's budget cycle and give residents adequate time to prepare for the change. Our request is to set a rate increase to be effective for the next 4 years. Between years 4 and 5, we should contract with OHM to update the data and capture any changes to infrastructure and fund balance to determine what future rate changes should be. The next steps, as outlined here in this communication from the department heads, would be the council determines a rate increase at the meeting of September 3rd, 2026. They would then set a public hearing for October 1st, and at that October 1st meeting, the public would attend, we would hear their comments, and then on October 15th, we would approve whatever rate increase is set, and then the rates would go into effect July 1st of 2027. In the past, and what is in the ordinance now, is a 2.5% increase yearly, and that has always taken place in January. But it's difficult to do for the treasurer because our budget year is July 1 to June 30th, and then the rate change happens in January, so it's gonna be a lot easier. And besides that, with this big of a rate change, it would give time, like the letter says, to have the residents plan budget-wise for that change. So that is from our department heads. None of them, except Shirley, are here tonight, but if you have questions, we can make note of those and ask those questions of them and get back to you.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding, because we talked about this last time.
Yep,
So our automatic rate, call it, is in our ordinance, will go up 2.5% in January.
correct.
Then July will increase at 8%, will give us our 10% increase. And that'll go for a year till we increase it again in July of 2028.
I don't know if we'll increase it in January. We might just leave it until, and just make one increase in July. That-
At 8%.
Or
That's what this says.
8
Or we're
or
going,
10%.
because we were trying to
We were trying to.
slowly pull the Band-Aid off,
Right.
make it,
Right, and
it's a big jump. I know I brought this up last time, so it's just a lot of money at one time. And I know it's only the rent and serve fee, but it's still,
Mhm.
it's hard, and with the atmosphere and economic things we have right now, it's just a big jump.
It is a big jump,
And I
and
understand why you
Yeah.
have to have it.
Yeah.
I get it all the way around.
I know you were through this with Sessa and serving on that board, and it was a huge jump there. And unfortunately, if we keep saying, now's not the time, it's too big of a jump, things cost too much, our water system is gonna totally fall apart, and we'll have to go back to everybody digs your own well and pulls the water up with a bucket. It's things that have to be maintained, they have to be improved when they need to be improved. And I live here too, and I'm sorry, but if I have to go out for dinner 2 less times a month to continue to have good water and have money, to repair it when it's necessary, I'm willing to do that.
I'm not saying that we don't need to do it.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
a
know.
necessary thing. The city has let it go for many, many years,
Yeah.
way before any of us got involved in city politics.
Mhm.
So it's just unfortunate. That's why I was trying to ease the pace. If we do our annual 2%
Oh, right.
in January,
Mhm.
and then we can go 8%, it's a little easier. The Band-Aid is not as, they proposed 15% if you look at their numbers last time. And we all didn't like that number at all.
Right.
10% is a little bit more palatable.
The
No.
goal tonight is not to set what that rate will be.
Correct.
Yeah.
The goal tonight
To
is to
determine-
determine if we want to move ahead with spending the $5,800 for a new
I-
data analysis or not. And so we have,
I
Two
trust
options.
I trust the people who said no, and I think I'm okay with not doing that way, the new OHM proposal.
would you like to give us a motion in regard to that?
Absolutely. I move that we do not approve a new water sewer rate analysis from OHM and use the date that
That's what data, right?
It's supposed to be data, I'm sorry, my fingers don't like to type that word.
and use the data that was previously presented at August 6, 2026 council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. So if you have questions regarding any of these numbers or any of this other information that you got before about the analysis for the water sewer rates, please talk to Megan or Shirley or John or all three of them if you need to. But at the meeting of September 3rd, we hopefully will be able to do set the rate increase and then set a public hearing at the time. Any further comments or discussion on that topic? Okay. We will move then ahead to,
I feel like that's on there twice, but one was for
Yeah.
the quote and we
Yeah.
just discussed it too.
yeah, I think so. We've knocked off both 2 and 3, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay then. Any other business to come before council at this time?
I do have this, it's a draft of the CESA annual report.
Oh,
You should get a, this has some typos, so everyone can look at it. It's my copy, so it's just everyone can look at it, it gives you.
Yeah.
The city should get this given to them soon, we approved it Monday,
oh, okay,
so
okay.
it's very, it's.
So we
laid out
will,
and
we
everything.
will get one and then we
You
can
should,
share it
everyone
with
can look at this
everybody.
and just get it back to me whenever,
Okay.
it's fine.
All right.
Do you know, will it be on the Sessom?
It will be on their website, it's probably under now, but I know it will be in soon, if it's not.
Okay.
So anybody wants to look at it, welcome to it.
Thank you for that.
On the computer instead of.
Flipping through.
We'll pass that over to whoever wants to read that. I'll read the one that comes into the city or online.
Are you gonna print out something for us going forward, like in a
I
meeting, future
I
meeting?
could put one out for you if you'd like to
Oh, I
try
can
it.
go to the
And we
website.
can just go to their website
Yeah, I'll
and
go
get
to
it too.
Yeah, whatever you want.
All right. Any other council observations, discussions? Public comment is open if anybody else cares to step forward and,
I have one observation, but it's Perry Township, so it doesn't affect us, but boy, there needs to be a light at Bath Road in Lansing.
Lansing Road
Oh,
and that.
when you're coming from, Lansing area, that's so hard to see that turn.
Yeah, that's always been a
Man.
tricky spot. You have to turn your car and then turn that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might
That's not us.
shoot an email out to
Yeah.
the Perry
Mark.
Township Supervisor, Mark
Mark
Fox. He would be happy to answer you at least.
How do you spell that last name?
F-A-U-K-S, I think. Is
I
that
think
close?
it's F-U-L, F,
Oh, maybe it has an L in
it's
it.
either O or U, but there's an L.
Yeah,
All right, I'll look it up.
if you look at their website, I'm sure it's on there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Anyone for public comment? I think I asked that. What agenda items do we have for our next meeting then?
We have the
Rate discussion.
rate discussion, yes.
Rate discussion. It's close to Halloween, isn't it? That meeting will be close to
Halloween's the end of October.
Oh,
We'll get you right on these American holidays someday.
We always set the time of Halloween, or did we eliminate that? I can't remember. I know we talked about it a couple years ago.
We didn't need it, so
I
yeah,
think we do just do
I'll put
it.
that on the agenda. for
That
you.
should probably be on one of the two, yeah.
So we need Halloween hours. Anything else?
I might have some stuff, but I have to look.
Okay, we can always add them, we've got time.
Yep.
Okay, then at 7:52, our meeting's adjourned.